Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. Well, as you can see, we are a four, of course, this evening, and it's great to have Afefe back. Wonderful to see you wearing some wonderful kind of neck something, which looks, I would say, is very très parisien. Yeah, it looks very Parisian.
I'll take it.
And of course, Lady G, and of course, Sheila is with us, sort of down under, sort of like where Lena would normally be. Folks, I have literally just come back from Paris. I'm not even joking. I've only just come back, had to set up my computer from scratch, barely had time to comb my hair and make myself something to drink after the long trip. But it was wonderful, folks. Have any of you guys been to Paris before?
Oh, no.
Do you know what? I was never the biggest fan of it before, I must admit, when I was younger. But with each year that I've gone, each time that I've gone, I've enjoyed it more. And this time it was superb. And before we get into the doom and the gloom and the horribleness of what has managed to happen just in the brief time that I've been away. But we were in a place called Versailles, which was the palace of who they called the Sun King, Louis XIV. And when I tell you, this palace is stupendous. It has inspired nations and cities. It's like a combination of the Paris of Madrid combined with the Vatican, all in one. The gardens are gargantuan. The heat was ridiculous. Paris has been in such a massive heat wave. Thankfully, now we've cooled down a little bit, so my flat is nice and cool. But lots of questions came in, folks. Forgive me, I've had time to quickly look through, but not number. We'll do our usual one card pull, starting with Lady G, going clockwise. I'm wondering where to start. I mean, just to give a flavor, guys, of what's coming up. There's the Hegseth testosterone. Have you guys heard about this? Like the testosterone testing. I think 3 people have asked about that. It's like we got questions on Lindsey Graham, what's going on there, and of course Mitch McConnell. CPS. It's just astonishing. There's so much that has happened. Let's look at let's see, maybe not the testosterone yet. There's stuff about ICE. For those that have asked questions on UK based questions, I think I'll leave them for the Friday fry up, guys. That way I'll be able to kind of get into them a little bit more. Let's look at this one's coming from Trina. And she's asking about the Fox News hosts. And as many of you will know, Afefe has a background in journalism. So she might be able to give some extra spooky insights into what's going on there. This is coming from Trina. And she said here, do all the Fox News presenters still genuinely support felon Trump and his regime? Or have they been instructed to publicly support him? So one card pull, starting with Lady G, over 1,000 of you in already. So thank you so much for joining us all, folks. And let's dive in. Fox News. Bunch of lepers, all of them. Except there's that one with the brown hair and the glasses that speaks sense, and she gets shouted down every week. I don't know why she bothers, but anyway. So as usual, some people saying here, people getting stuck in with their comments already. 1 minute. Let me just move this here before it goes. People saying here, look, Fox News making dollars for themselves. Absolutely. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Lady G going first. Oh, is that right? My cards might be. Sorry. Supposed to be this way. My cards are upside down. Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I have the Five of Cups, so they're pondering things, but they're under the gun that they have to, be supportive. But behind the scenes, they're pondering it themselves.
I see. Indeed. Yeah. So quietly they're asking, but officially they have to toe the line. Afefe, what do you have? Thank
I
you,
agree.
Lady G.
It came up for me as the King of Swords, so I'm not sure. I think that this is maybe an exec producer or something along those lines, but essentially top down, like they're being the authority and the people who, you know, who make their decisions for them, and so they're towing the line. And sometimes they're questioning, their line of questioning has even been surprising for Fox. I mean, there have been some times when they, you know, but I also think they've been admonished when they took too far. So yeah, they are 100% being told, because they want to keep that base. They want to keep those viewers engaged. And so yeah, I think behind the scenes, if we could be a fly on the wall and hear some of those conversations, I bet it would be real entertaining.
Really good point. Thank you. Sheila, what do you have for us?
I have the Two of Cups. So they kind of knew what they were getting into. They collaborate with them. They're a partnership in some sort of way. Now, I know that when they lost that one lawsuit because they lied, it was what, $850 million lawsuit or something along that range. Somebody has the right number, I'm sure. But so they had to add somebody in that conversation, the one with the glasses and the brown hair, in order for them to have a different perspective, so they would stop being so dang vulnerable to lawsuits. But what I drew a second card, and the second card that came up with their partnership is the devil. They've gotten in bed with the devil, and now they have no other way to either one worship and or placate to what they want them to do, because they're partners.
And just so you know, Sheila, we can hear you loud and clear, but there's this little kind of thing that's coming in afterwards. So, but we know sometimes it can be a challenge for you on the sound and stuff like that. So see how you do. So the sound, we can hear you well, but there's this.
Is that better? Does it have it at the end now?
Yeah, that's better.
That's
okay.
better.
Okay, I had my microphone hooked up to my iPad. It's a long story. I have my brand new computer, 2020 computer coming in. Am I still bad?
It's doing it again.
Doing it again. It's I know. Oh, live TV, folks. We'll do it. We'll do our best here. So look, I've got. Well, what's that? Let me make sure. Yeah, it's the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, folks. So we know what this is. This is the card of what? Self-satisfaction, or the smug merchant. And I think it ties in very much with the first comment that came in from Cindy, which Fox News about making dollars for themselves. So you can see here the smug merchant here. So with Fox, look, they know this whole thing is a complete farce. They know it's BS. Let's not forget, I think the real major insight and crack behind all of this. Do you remember when Tucker Carlson basically privately admitted that he hated Trump, couldn't stand him? And that really should have been the cover that blew everything off. But they all towed the line because they're looking after what? Their own welfare, their own careers. I mean, how else? If they had even a shred of integrity, they wouldn't be up there effectively being the co-conspirators really in trying to ruin America. Because really, Fox News, and this propaganda, but Fox News in particular, they really should be counted as co-conspirators. Yes, they've got the woman with the brown hair and the glasses, and she has a past, so we say, to speak more truth. And there have been kind of critical things, but they know that the audience is so indoctrinated. They just see her perspective almost as a little bit of counterpunch, Punch and Judy contrast, and it's seen as a bit of an extra flavor in the entertainment. But really, they're in it for themselves, unfortunately. Ladies, anything to add to that as I rummage through the next questions?
I'm going to go back out and come back in and choose some things. I'll be right back.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Maybe on your phone. That might do it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Lady G, any extra on that, on your opinions on Fox News and Afefe?
No, they're disgusting. I mean, what can
They
you say?
are. Yeah, exactly. 100% what Lady G said. They are disgusting. I also think they do feel that they're under some sort of pressure from what is becoming their base, turning to increasingly, the people like the Joe Rogans and, others who are doing the podcast. We also understand, of all people, who is launching and is apparently a Trump endorsed podcast, Michael Cohen is coming back. They're and so he's launched some podcast that for now is just out of New York, but it is through Trump and through his people with the FCC. He's trying to get it nationally syndicated. So I think Fox is very well aware of that and wanting to just try to stay out in front of it.
Yeah.
Oh, so the so-called mea culpa has sinned again.
Yeah, they've been hanging out. Yeah, somehow, some way they've made up and they've been hanging out. They've had several meetings, we're told. Michael friggin' Cohen.
Mark,
And with the part and it made sense when I went in, I was doing a little research, you all. It made sense because we know on this whole retribution thing, you would think that Michael Cohen would be right up there at the top of the list of the people that he would have sicked the DOJ after. You haven't heard a peep about Michael Cohen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's just corrupt. Look, 3 words. Yeah, 3 words. Corruption, corruption, corruption. And I think what is Michael Cohen, in a way, has been in the swamp so long, he is just restored back to his original form. I think the whole mea culpa thing was clearly a survival strategy, and he clearly missed his old life of crime and intrigue. For some reason, the champagne didn't taste quite as sweet when he wasn't ripping someone off or doing something horrible. I think these people, you know what? A slight riff here in terms of, because we have to ask ourselves, why do people keep coming back to Trump? Why? And I think I may have alluded it to at some point in earlier podcasts, but I think he's like a drug. I think he intoxicates people because everyone can indulge their shadow. They can just go there and be as vile as they want and toast everyone's ruin. And there seems to be something deeply seductive about that like going back to ordinary life seems to be very difficult for these people. Once they've had that taste, do you know what I mean? They just can't. They can't go back. It's like they were cannibals on a faraway island and they still crave the taste of, and they just go back. It's like they get infected. They go bonkers. It's something very dark. Well, he's just lost to the world. I mean, for me, that is extra karma and extra time in hell when he gets over the other side, because to do it the first time and repent, but then go back. Oh my, like, wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So from talking about the Foxos, then this time it will be Afefe going first on this one. But how do I say this? Asherah Star has asked a question, and it's talking about Taco Bell. So it's saying here, Taco Bell is being investigated for this outbreak of the parasite in the USA. The exploding what. I was wondering if they are behind it and if the Trump administration is involved in any way, maybe from neglect rather than directly involved, but we'll see. Want to know why they would do this. But I think it has something to do with something out the herd or poor. I'm sure I understand. Let's read the energy. Let's read the energy around this outbreak. Really, what was the source and cause of this Taco Bell being investigated? Was it poison or was it just incompetence? And Afefe going first, 1 card pull. we're going to go after 3. You ready, Sheila? 1, 2, 3. Let's have a look. Oh, Ace of Wands there. So how do you interpret your card, Afefe?
Well, and so for many of you, if you're not familiar with me as a reader, I often interpret aces as a yes when I'm going to spirit guides. So I see that in direct response to the question. Yes, Taco Bell is responsible, but also only to a degree, among others. Taco Bell, Chipotle, there have been other outlets, bagged salads, even in major grocery stores, have been where a lot of this has happened. But anything, the main entity that I have seen they're looking at and investigating is Taylor Farms. Taylor Farms provides produce to outfits and fast food chains like Taco Bell, like Chipotle. There was some other place, but and then grocery stores that sell the packaged, the bagged, the pre-made salads. So I don't think it started with Taco Bell. I think that it, and we're also seeing, which I'm waiting for, we're seeing some questions raised around data centers, and that data centers impacting water filtration systems around agricultural areas. And so that this was also, and as you said, Hoagie, in the lead up to this, is because of the Trump administration, the people who had oversight over agriculture and how products are being sent from the farms, and harvested and then sent to these fast food chains or grocery stores, they're, nobody's doing the job. So I don't think I guess the bottom line is I see my Ace of Swords as yes, Taco Bell is going to be investigated. They probably didn't have or try to have any oversight even after finding out about this, the outbreak, but they are not alone.
Wow. Fascinating. Thanks so much for that, Afefe. Sheila, what do you have for us?
Is that alien? Is that the word? Yeah, okay, just making sure. Can you guys hear me better? Everything's better?
Yes. Much better.
We're going to just stabilize that, right? So I kind of, after everyone was thinking about it and after Afefe was talking and stuff, I don't know, is it the alien? Like, they don't know where it came from either. That's how it feels. Like, they have no idea and why it showed up, where it came from. And so they're trying to guess and they're trying to figure it out themselves. I don't think anybody really knows. And I don't know if we should target Taco Bell at this point in time, if it's really not their fault, because they don't know either. Like, this is weird and strange for everybody. So that's what I got.
And as well, Sheila, with your card, with that alien card, it says to me it could be something that was introduced, something foreign, something new, something strange or exotic. So maybe it might be the data center kind of like stuff, because they really damaged the water, and it could be creating new mutations and bacterial growth that haven't been seen before, which could be that alien energy as well. If we look here, forgive me, let me turn this off to the side, but it's the Star card here. Now, you guys know when I'm reading on politics, I associate the Star card with Duck Larange, and his administration. So I think all of our cards are kind of getting different pillars of the story. I think my card is picking up on the actual Trump regime and just their negligence in general, because they're getting rid of so many protocols, so many safety measures. There's not enough people testing and checking, like things like the water, which of course is so important because many diseases are waterborne. So for example, yes, they could be selling a healthy salad, but if it's washed in these waters that are coming from these data centers and it's kind of polluted, or they got these bacterial overgrowths, you won't know, because you can't smell like streptococcus and all these. It doesn't have a smell. It doesn't change color. It's there. That's what makes it so dangerous. So for me as well, like when I think of this Star card, sorry that the glare is so bright, but you see here, literally, let's not forget, she's got one foot on the land, which can talk about literally agriculture, the land. And there's one in the water, and you see here the water's here. So what this says to me is, if I'm thinking about this as being, oh, I've got to cover the boobs, with this being about duck l'orange, but this could say to me, yeah, maybe the water is contaminated, because I also associate the stars with what? Attention, lights, camera, action, energy. So when I look at that, I think, yeah, maybe the data centers are part of it. It's poisoning the waters. That's what I think. Could be waterborne. Lady G?
Okay, mine's very quick. Four of Swords, inattention to detail. They're not doing their job. They're not doing the, the checking of things and putting in the policies that need to be policies. Pulled everything back. So
quality control is tanking in this country.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you are. I think all of our four cards together pretty much gave the four pillars of that story, really, isn't it? A combination of negligence, contamination, not checking, something alien. Because how are they going to find these alien things if they're not checking? If they're not doing quality control, then anything can be getting in there. Wow. Well, thanks to that, ladies. All right. So we've crossed that one off there. I think there's a question here about the House Committee, and there's a question about Mike Johnson and Marco Rubio as well will be one to look at. And then, of course, we have to also look at this testosterone thing, which I just think is, anyway. So let's look at, this is Trina again. Actually, she did drop in a lot of questions, so I'll try and read out some other ones. But this one caught my eye. So Trina again, she says, hello, Hogarth and lovely ladies. Will anyone from felon Trump's regime approach trusted House Judiciary Committee members to become whistleblower and give information with evidence that could lead to Trump's impeachment in return for them getting a sweetheart deal? That's quite interesting. So we'll do one card pull again. Can the Judiciary Committee, will a whistleblower basically go to the Judicial Committee members in order to have Trump potentially impeached, but so that they could get off? Let's look at that. So one card pull, Sheila going first. Let's see what comes out. I would say I doubt it, but let's just see what comes out in the cards. And then we've got to do some Shakespeare on Mike Johnson and Pete Hegseth. Oh, you dreadful people. House Committee. What's the energy? Whistleblowers, sweetheart deals. Ooh, let's go here. All right. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Sheila going first.
Well, I have mind control. Am I echoing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
I have mind control, and my first thought when you were asking the question is somebody, a whistleblower? It's like a whistleblower going into the beehive and telling them that the queen bee has done something wrong, and all of the beehives are going, no, that's our queen. That's our queen. And so they're going to protect and block and all that. I just don't think that anybody, they're never going to take anything unless we, as the Republic or the Democrats, take over. And I don't think they have to find a whistleblower. You know what I mean? They have plenty of evidence to go off of and bring some people in. But I don't know. I just kind of think the Republicans control all of that anyway. And I just don't know. That's all I got.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I've got the 5 of Cups, and we can see this is kind of what? Loss, disappointment. So in regards to the question, would whistleblowers come forward for sweetheart deals and stuff? I very much doubt it, because it's a whole scale dismantling of so many things. If anything, it's more dangerous now to be out of the club rather than trying to bring the club down. Do you know what I mean? I think it's more dangerous. I think anyone with any integrity left the room really quite a while ago, and I think he has literally just surrounded himself with absolute scoundrels. So I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised. And apparently Trump is going to be making some announcement tomorrow about cheating, in the 2020 election. I literally just saw this just before, and I'm just like, oh my God. So I would say, unfortunately, I know you wanted some good news there, but I'd say it's unlikely. Sorry, Trina. Lady G?
Well, I got the devil card, and then underneath of it, we've got the hangman. So he's telling to hang on. We're going to overturn. I'll give you, I'll give you a carte blanche pardon. Just hang in there.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds right, doesn't it? Wow. Thank you so much, Lady G. And Afefe?
And I also got a 5, Hogarth, but I got the 5 of Pentacles, and so I see that as a no-go. There's no. The thing that struck me in terms of the question itself is who on the Judiciary Committee, House Judiciary Committee, could offer a sweetheart deal that would stand. If just theoretically, if a whistleblower went forward, and even if it was juicy, and they said, listen, I'm going to give you this, but you got to protect me. Could the Judiciary Committee really offer that protection, especially if it winds up going to, we know who's going to get confirmed, Todd Blanche, and it winds up going to the DOJ ultimately. So I'm just not sure that in terms of procedurally, if the House committee could offer enough of a deal to really protect a whistleblower, even if one wanted to come forward. But like all of you guys, I just don't see that happening with the 5 of Pentacles.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, but we have to say what we see, and you can see that some the cards are unified on that. I think the corruption is so entrenched.
Yeah.
Trying to whistleblow and go against now, it's just like, just forget about it. I think everyone has just sold their whats and to the devil and are just going in. And they know as well, of course, that they're in huge danger, because if the midterms go against them, they know there's nothing that's going to save them anyway. So they may as well double down with the devil. And Trump knows that. He's a master of compromising people, isn't he? Wow. Right. Okay. So what we're going to do is, now we're going to do one card pull again, and this time we're going to be looking at a certain Marco Rubio. Yeah, we're going to be looking at Marco Rubio, and we're going to get some Shakespeare there as well. Sorry, Afefe, did you want to add something there? Like,
I did. Oh, wow, you picked up on it. I was just going to say, I got a slight little flash though in response to the question. I do wonder if when the House changes over, then you may get somebody who can come forward and is ready to, but that'll be down the road when the House changes over. And those are best to start getting launched.
Yeah, and that would make sense. But the energy now, as it is, folks, it's a but if then it could shift. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Right. Thanks for that. So Denise Ferguson here. So she says, Marco Rubio announced the U.S. plans to dismantle the International Criminal Court.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe what I'm reading. Oh my God. The State Department is considering financial sanctions to pressure other nations to withdraw from the court. You see what happens when you take a little break? You go on holiday. I've been away for 3 days. 3 days. I've not looked at this horrific stuff. So will Rubio be successful, or will nations stand up to the US? Oh, my God. Oh, well, it's me going first on this one, isn't it? Me going first on this one. It's just despicable.
It's all. The thing is it's all a Hail Mary for them.
Yeah.
They
know.
Yeah.
Oh Oh, diabolical. Well, at least I got to see Paris before the world explodes, huh?
Right.
Really? I cannot believe that we're reading on things like this. This is just astonishing. All right, International Criminal Court, Marco Rubio. And then we'll get some Shakespeare in there. All right, after 3, when we're ready. And by the way, there are 2,167 of you joining us live right now. So thank you so much for joining us. And please be sure as well to support the channel, like, subscribe, share, and all that jazz. And of course, subscribe to the ladies' channel if you've not subscribed to them yet as well. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at this. All right. So look, we've got the 3. I've got the 3 of Pentacles here. Now we know the shadow interpretation of this card is the card of what? Collusion. Yeah, collusion. We see here we have the builder who is carrying out the work, Probably one of them is the patron, one of them will be the architect, and they're holding the plans. Yeah, they're holding the plans in their hands. So what this says to me is that this is all part of the plan for their criminal enterprise, because they understand come the midterms, they're extremely vulnerable. And they want to have, if they need to escape, they want places to hide, and they want places to be safe. And as we know, if the International Criminal Court is doing its job, there is no safe place. So this, you see, this is insurance. They're like, hey, oh my God, the midterms, we could be thrown out on our you-know-whats. We need to rig the system. Let's undermine the system while we can, so then we cannot be held accountable for our crimes afterwards. That's my instinct. They're scheming, colluding. And let's not forget as well with this card, you see, it is dark inside. You see, you can't see the church inside. So these plans are being executed even in darkness. And this can also talk about dark money as well. So I think it's insurance, guys, for post-power. That's my spin on that. Lady G?
Well, I've got the well.
Mm.
So, yeah, I say he's diving into a place and there's no one to save him. I mean, he's out there in this place that's, you know, there's not a lot of swimming room in a well. So he's going down, and they look and they see what it is, and they're like, yeah, right, whatever.
So you think in the post-Trump regime, you think that he's still stuck? Rubio's not going to be able to free himself.
Yeah, he's still stuck.
Wow.
He's going down there, and I mean, there's not a whole lot of room in that well to turn around, and nobody's there to save him.
Wow, that's true. In too deep, quite literally. Wow. Thank you, Lady G. Afefe, how do you interpret your card?
I'm right on board with all of you all, and I think he's getting ready to go down that well deeper, because I got the 6 of Pentacles with deals being made. Now we know that with them amping up things with the Iran war and attacks on Iran, there's already talks about crimes in the ICC and additional crimes, because he's threatening the power plants again. He's threatening their infrastructure. All of the things that he did around Easter, where, you know, everybody went ballistic and said, hold up, you know, these are international crimes that you're about to commit. Now Trump is right out there saying we're going to do the same. Rubio knows that that's coming, and he knows that that's coming. And so I think he's been told, you got to get out in front of this, because what we're about to do is going to beef up the arguments for the ICC aspect of things, of us being charged or potentially being charged.
Of course, which means that they could be planning to do even more horrors, and they don't want to be held accountable, because we know that it's the netty that is calling the shots on all of this. So they want to get out. Oh, despicable people, aren't they? Sheila, how do you interpret your card? And we'll get some Shakespeare.
Well, I hope you guys can kind of hear me. I just got a flash of this, and this is bizarre and bonkers, and I am so sorry. But the card that I got was secrets, and I'm like, what secret are they trying to hold on to? What do they flash the cards in front of us for this time? What are they distracting us from? And I literally got the plane. They're trying to sell that plane to someone for profit. That's the reason why they left it overseas. It just literally hit me that plane was left overseas, not because he was afraid, is because they're trying to sell it for more than what they got it for profit for all of his little demons. I don't know if that's true, but that was my first thought, was the secret that's going on. He's doing flashcards in front of us again for the secret. I don't know. And that would definitely get an alert to everybody in the country about the crime, this, that, and the other, so that it's almost like a secret code to all the criminals out there. Yeah, we'll buy it because it has all the bells and whistles from the United States now.
Do you think as well, could that also be a sort of a quasi escape plane of some kind?
Why would he? Why? No, I don't think so. And this is why I think about that. Hogarth, I didn't mean to cut you off. I love you. Okay. I don't think that, because he can literally steal anything from us. He doesn't need to secretly have a plane somewhere. He can literally pay some, like Hegseth, get a plane for him and get him out of here. He doesn't need to steal something from the United States or have a plane stuck somewhere. It just dawned on me that he's trying to sell it.
Tries to sell anything.
Because they're not going to let him take that plane when he leaves. They already told him, no, you can't have that plane. You're not taking it when you leave.
But if it's overseas, everybody forgets about it.
Well, there you are. But you see, that's the logic. If it's physically overseas, it is out of the States, which means duck l'orange. After whenever, if he's still drawing breath, that orange, that orange Mussolini would be like, well, I'm not giving up that plane. I would rather leave it abroad. You see, it's like coming back to your parents and saying, I didn't do drugs, yeah, but you leave your stash in your neighbor's yard. So then when you're not at home anymore, you can pick up what it is that you want. That's why he's doing it, isn't it? He wants it to be his luxury move around plane when he's no longer. You see, they've got the escape strategies there, but I think they're undermining the International Criminal Court as an insurance policy, because they know that this can't continue much longer, particularly after the midterms, where it could really explode in their faces. So, or like you said, Sheila, he could also sell it as well, because Trump tries to sell everything.
He's too old. Yeah, he's going to die soon. He knows that he is terminal. He doesn't have like many future plans going on. But what he does want is for all of his demons to be paid because of they being quiet. And after all of this, he doesn't want his kids to be locked up, because when he dies, we're going out. You know what I mean? And he needs to make sure that his kids get enough money to leave the country as well. It just kind of dawned on me. He doesn't have very many future plans. He knows he's dying.
Yeah, but also as well, if you think about it, that plane. That means Jared can use it, Ivanka can use it, the sons can use it. It's a very, very convenient thing to have, but it's also a plane that has now been upgraded to American level, military level. Okay, it's not able to defend missiles and stuff like that, but it's an Air Force One. It has this status and a lot of the capabilities of being an Air Force One. And basically, Jared is really, you could say it's Jared's plane anyway, because wasn't Jared paid the first $2 billion first with the Middle East and all of that stuff? Really, in many ways, you could have Jared saying, well, you know what, father-in-law, really, that's my plane. Do you know what I mean? In a way, Trump has that plane probably because of Jared. So it could be something that could be sold, but it's also a useful asset to have, particularly if you're trying to evade international crimes. Oh my God, these people are disgusting. Oh, right. Okay, let's get Shakespeare on Pete Hegseth. We've not done him for a while. And Afefe, as you are the special guest, you'll be calling me to tell me where to stop. And as you know, I'll flick through the pages and we'll see what the bard thinks of Pete Hegseth, yeah? You just tell me where to stop and we'll get the opinion.
Stop.
I think it's there. Oh, how interesting. Let's see what's on the other page. Well, if we look here, this is, we've not had this page before. This is from King John. This is what the bard has to say of Pete Hegseth. There is not ugly a fiend of hell as thou shalt be. Isn't that interesting? I'll say that again. There is not ugly a fiend of hell as thou shalt be. So that's to say, he's the ugliest of the demons in hell. Because there's no one uglier than you.
We believe
You know,
it.
there is no ugly fiend of hell as thou shalt be. It's like I've seen the demons of hell, and you are by far the ugliest, the most hideous.
Wow.
Look at that. Mm. Very, very interesting, isn't it? Things people, but do you see what comes out in the one card pulls? How each card is a pillar of that wider story, and how that narrative of that plane also came out as well. And yeah, it's an escape vehicle. It's a bougie travel around. Oh, these people are
But
absolutely
wouldn't it have to be in the United States for him to escape from the United States?
No, because he's got the other Air Force One. Remember, he's got two now.
But if he's
He's got-
running from the United States, the Air Force One is not going to be his option.
Oh, but he can use any old plane to he could fly business class, or he could even
That is
fly in
true.
coach. Because the point is, what you need is that physical asset,
That's true.
because it's there waiting for him. You don't accidentally leave behind a plane, especially as a plane that he's so coveted. It's his favorite one. No, it's when he escapes or whatever, which I've said he's always going to try and do. It's for him and his family to move around and not be touched, because that plane is upgraded. It makes sense now when you think about it, isn't it? These plans. Oh God. Oh, disgraceful people. All right, let's look. So we've gone from Marco Rubio. Let's take a look at and this is coming from April Carlisle. I just wanted to read out a different person. Some of the other people, though, have asked questions. That's more about UK politics. So just living my life, asking about Farage and Nick Mintz, Andy Burnham. I'll do those on the Friday. Oh, you may hear some screeching. It's the foxes outside. It's breeding season, so they're all here.
Wow.
You know, it's all that. So I've got the windows open for ventilation, so you may hear some screeching, folks. Summertime. Anyway. Can you hear that? Could you hear it?
Not really.
Yeah.
I can't hear it.
Anyway, it's so unpleasant.
It's so funny.
Harmonious. Literally, just screeching at the door.
And
Anyway.
you say it like it's normal. It's normal to have, breeding foxes right outside my door, outside my window.
Yeah, all the time. They're all my friends. You know, I don't have pets, but I do have the crows. Yeah, I do have the crows in the park. I feed them. They crawl at me. They know who I am. Oh yeah, and their favorite thing is crispy salmon skin and beef fat. They love beef. Anytime I put beef out for them, the excitement, about 15 of them swarm down, and when
Nice.
they see me cooking, they hide, they look in the tree and they give me the side eye, particularly for salmon, because they know that I'm like, so you can smell as well as you can see. Yeah, they've got a sense of smell as well. Anyway, right, April Carlisle. She's asking, just did some research online. The truth about Mitch McConnell's health still hasn't been revealed. Yeah, this is such a farce, this whole thing. Will the truth about his health be revealed by the end of this month? Now, from what I understand, and all of us have been reading, it looks for at least for quite a while that Mitch has been in and out of consciousness and what have you. But apparently he was shown up in bed reading a paper. And one of the things I said on one of my Monday shows, I said, look, I'm saying this to you now, but I bet you any money they're going to try and create some kind of scenario where he's being pushed around in a wheelchair or what have you. Some people have said the photograph of him with his wife was an old photograph, but they photoshopped a modern paper in. Now, we know these people are capable of such things. Mitch, it being announced that Mitch is out of action, of course, is another disaster, of course, for the Republicans, particularly as, you know, Lady Graham is gone. Yeah, they couldn't fake that one because he just died too quickly. Yeah. So let's read on this. So it'd be Lady G starting again. One card pull. What can we get about Mitch McConnell's health? Are we being strung along? And then we'll do some Shakespeare on Mitch as well.
Was that Lady G who had that giggle?
Yeah.
Is she in there giggling?
She's chuckling away.
I have a feeling it's me touching my table. It's making this squeak. I need a WD-40 my table, so I'm not going to touch my table no more.
No problem. All right. So after 3, and by the way, we have 2,461 of you joining us right now. So thank you so much. Much appreciated. Let's dive in. All right. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
I got Sunset Boulevard.
Oh,
Oh, my close up, Mr. DeVille. So, yeah. Totally fake. He's never looked this good. All of a sudden, you know, it was like he's been reconstituted. It was freeze-dried and they reconstituted him. He's got flesh in his cheeks now and everything. So yeah, no, he's brain dead. He's gone. They may have him hooked up, you know, to try to say, oh, he's still pumping. But when they took him out, they weren't in any hurry, and they said they went in for giving him CPR. So yeah, no, he's gone.
That's what I've always felt, that they are literally keeping the body warm, and they are cooking up stuff to play for time till they reach August 4th or what have you. And I don't put anything past these people, but I've not seen the picture, so it looks like he's been photoshopped and airbrushed and rouge lifted.
I'll speak on that when I go.
Okay, all right, perfect. Well, thank you, Lady G. Very, very intriguing. Afefe, what do you have?
I got the star, so he's out of there. Yeah, he's out of there. Well, I read on this recently, and so in agreement with you all, I got that he was brain dead. That they've got him plugged up to whatever just to keep his heart pumping. So technically, he's still alive, but he's out of there. And like Lady G's giggling, you know, the picture that they showed, that they released, sort of, you know, proof of life. Yeah, he was looking all, you know, like he had just had Botox or something. But there were, you know, these internet sleuths. They went in there, and the way his hand was positioned on the newspaper, they had somebody who were able to go in and zero in and determine that paper was from like April. It wasn't right. a current newspaper. So yeah, you all, I think his heart may be pumping, but that's about it for him.
Yeah. That's the sense I get. Even when I tune in with him psychically, I'm like, dude, he's between two worlds. It's just like the body is technically alive, but I think Mitch is gone. Wow. Thank you, Afefe. Sheila, what do you have?
I just want to add to what you just said, Hogarth, because even though this image is different, but when you held the star up earlier, one foot on the earth and 1 foot in the water, right? Like in between worlds.
Yeah. In between worlds, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Sheila, what do you have?
Well, I got tragedy. You know, I got tragedy. So here's my 2 cents on this. I did some deep dive into that picture. Now, the picture says AI or ChatGPT or whatever, and any other ones that Google and all that, you just put it in there and they can tell us if the picture is right or AI generated. It says 85% of it was a real picture. There was no AI, but only 14% of it looked like it had been manipulated. Therefore, my conclusion was that, yeah, the picture was real from when he was in 2023, when he was in the hospital. Now, somebody else found another picture of him coming out of the hospital with that same shirt on in 2023. So that's a good indication as well. So what they did is they took a real photo and photoshopped it and put that paper in there. Not very good, because we all made some serious memes out of that. I put one in out there with Elvis and all that. So anyways, I also, I see him is he's in the waiting room, like in Beetlejuice. He's sitting on the couch, waiting to be, to be judged or wherever he is going. And I keep on teetering back and forth between he is actually dead or he is being life support. But here's a few things that I can't stand is if he's on life support and he is brain dead, then he's using hospital resources that could actually go to somebody that needs their help. So he's literally just cheating the system. Who's going to pay that bill? Of course we are. We're going to pay that hospital bill for his body to sit there long enough for some political atmosphere that they like. It just absolutely pisses me off so much that the Republicans are willing to do such trashy behavior. So anyways, I think I'm teetering between all that, but I have a feeling my gut keeps on telling me that they are trying to keep his body alive and warm until after August 3rd, I think it is. So, yeah.
And for me, looky here, look, we got the Queen of Cups, which we know is the classic card for what? Trying to keep a lid on the secrets, or as Lady G would say, the Cup of Abominations. So, look, this is a cover-up. It is a cover-up, and it's kind of like, in a way, it's kind of like an open secret, because the consequences, particularly now that Lady Graham's gone, but the consequences for also Mitch as well, because we need to understand as well what Mitch actually represents in the Republican Party. He is a very, very foundational kind of iconic figure, even though, remember, he was Captain Freeze. I mean, they should have got him selling antifreeze. Remember when he was freezing up all them time? Do you remember that? Oh, it was just tragic. But also as well, there's something deeply sad about this, which is that the Republicans, in a way, are so morally bankrupt. No one is even given the dignity of death. They will literally keep your body alive to make their political points. And it makes me think, and it is a bit of a tangent, but do you remember there was that woman that was brain dead, but she was pregnant and they didn't let her die? And they effectively delivered that baby, even though the baby could be completely compromised. Do you remember that? I feel like it's another scenario where it's like, it's too politically costly. Let's keep this charade going for as long as we can till we reach that deadline. And then we're like, oh, sorry, Mitch passed in his sleep, or he'll no longer returning. But yeah, it's cover up. And with AI, we know that they use AI manipulation all the time. We can't trust anything unless we see a video proof of life of Mitch McConnell sat up in bed having a conversation
with Trump. They need to have Trump go to his bedside to make that video for proof. Anything less than that, absolutely not.
Yeah, doesn't meet the threshold. All right, wow, the time is going in the flash. Now we've done that. Let's go to the testosterone thing, because a few people asked about that, and I'm just like, really, it just gets more and more Looney Tunes. So what do the cards say about Hegseth's plan to have military have extra testosterone? Will this be the thing that causes the revolt with the military personnel? There's someone else who asked about the testosterone as well. Let me just find, I just want to read out some more names. Denise Ferguson has also said Hegseth has announced all male military members over 30 will have their testosterone levels checked as part of their annual exam. Those with low testosterone can pursue testosterone replacement therapy at the military expense. Will Congress intervene? How will military members feel about this? And I think I think those were the two. Oh, and then Teresa Combs also asked, I just wanted to make sure I read out some new names. Pete Hegseth announced today that all military members over the age of 30 will undergo annual tests to determine if they have adequate testosterone levels to properly serve in the military. WTF, isn't this a little intrusive? Can it be legal? Also, what about any female service people? Will they want estrogen levels as well? What the man thinks he is Caligula. So let's do a read on that. Let's do one card pull. Pete Hegseth, testosterone. I think it will be Afefe going first this time. One card pull.
Yeah, maybe Hogarth, can you please answer us a few questions about testosterone?
Sure. All
so
right,
what happens when your testosterone drops? I mean, is there something serious? Give us a little insight as to why this would be important anyway.
Of course. Now that makes sense because I'm surrounded by estrogen and progesterone here, so I can give some testosterone insights. Now, if we think about it, it fits in very much with Pete Hegseth's macho narrative, yeah? But it's not something that is much discussed, but it basically testosterone in men globally, but particularly in the United States and Europe, is a problem. This is true. Now, after the age of 30, men's testosterone levels do naturally begin to drop. Yeah, not as much as say as women's progesterone or estrogen does after the change, but it is still significant enough. And of course, if your testosterone, like men, we need our testosterone for our stamina, our muscle mass, our bone density, etc. So he wants to make sure that they're kind of like jacked and pumped up. Part of it is practical because it's also mood, well-being, endurance, but also as well, as we know, he's got all of his Nazi tattoos and stuff like that. A lot of it as well is aesthetic. And Pete Hegseth will certainly be one of these guys that really is into the aesthetics of it. And you'll notice too as well, you notice how Trump is always complimenting the handsome soldiers and all of these the martial arts guys, you know, the fighting and whatever, because when your testosterone levels are higher, you are naturally slimmer as a man. Believe it or not, it actually trims us down. So what it does is it helps reduce your body fat, so your muscles show more. This is why so many professional muscle builders and stuff would often use testosterone, yeah, because you lower your body fat and you get that muscle. So part of it is the practical element because of, unfortunately, like chemicals like Roundup, for example, that's sprayed on all the crops, really is an endocrine disruptor. So that is affecting literally global fertility of men. But I think this is also mainly aesthetic as well, because they want that sexy look, because you know they're kind of like they say on what is it called, I've had it iHip News, they're homosocial as well. They want that aesthetic, so that's part of it in a breakdown. Yeah, so we'll do one card pull. I think, did I say Afefe? Yeah, Afefe going first on this one. Hegseth, testosterone, what's going on? Will there be pushback?
Seven of Pentacles. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, up to three.
I just went right in.
Problem. 1, 2, 3.
Boom. Oh. Seven of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
So I think to your point, Hogarth, about will there be pushback? I do think there's going to be further examination, but I also think this is I think Hegseth was under a little pressure from Trump, who has been enamored, as we know, with the whole, beautiful bodies thing, the whole UFC thing, but also because I don't know if Hegseth himself is a member of it or invested in it, but Don Jr. and some of their family with the UFC, they're invested in these products that jack up. Oh yeah, and Barron is selling drinks. He's gotten together with some of his buddies from college, and they branded some drink, not testosterone specific, but jack up energy thing. But the Don Jr. and company did a round end of these athletes with the UFC to be able to inject some of these testosterone laden yes, and they got approval to do it. So when they had after the, I can't remember if it was before or after the July 4th debacle at the on the grounds, but there was a thing in Nevada, in Vegas, where Don Jr. and some of those, and I think Hegseth was there, where they are proving that there's this added performance among athletes. So to your point just now about, the whole muscular system and all of that. So I think Hegseth is in on that. I think he's being pumped up to do that. But Seven of Pentacles, I think I don't know if it was Sheila who said, or maybe it was you who said, Hogarth, the intrusiveness or invasiveness of it. I think there's going to have to be an assessment that people, you can't force people to do this. I would hope.
Well,
wow. Sheila, what do you have? Yeah.
Well, we all know that my husband was in the military. They can force them to do about anything.
Okay.
When they sign the dotted line, they tell you you're mine, and that's what they tell them.
You're giving your body,
getting to the end. So they can pretty much, if you want to stay in, you got to do this. But anyways, I got the Three of Cups. Now I was looking at that. Why would they want the Three of Cups? He wants to win. He wants to have the best soldiers. He wants them to look good. He wants them to fight good. Right? There's one thing about it though. Guys in the military can get their stuff tested anyway, and they get all the free Medicare and Medicaid and all the medicines anyway. So that him saying that it's going to be paid for is ridiculous to say. But I think Afefe is probably picking up on something. He's going to add the vitamins and all of that stuff so that those people who are selling it is going to get rich.
Of course.
Celebration, everybody's happy, you get paid, I get some cool soldiers, and there it is.
Right. And they're all holding what? Cups. It's celebration, drinks.
Yep.
In the UK would say what? Bottoms up. Yeah.
Yep.
It's another grift. It's another collusion. But they also want the beauty as well. That is very much. They are very. You see, they're very. Especially Trump is very into that male beauty aesthetic, and that's why he had the UFC fighters there. It was a great opportunity for him to eyeball some talent. That's that's what Dr. Ranj likes to do. I wonder if he went in and inspected them personally, like he did with his beauty pageants when he was more into the estrogen back then. I think it's definitely testosterone now. Anyways, honestly, they do look.
I don't want to see.
Cough for me, young man. Cough. Yeah. Oh God, he's so. Anyway. So we got cups again. It's a part of the fantasies, the illusions, the delusions. Hegseth wants a beautiful, perfect, sculpted man army where every guy is 6 foot and over, absolutely racked, and it's all like, running and jogging and all of this stuff. He wants them to look hot as well as being fit and all of this stuff. It's his fantasies, and it's a fantasy as well that Trump loves, that they all love, because we all know they're kind of in the closet anyway, aren't they? But anyway, Lady G?
Well, sorry for this one, but the minute that you said the testosterone, what immediately came in is, gotta find a woman, gotta find a woman, gotta find a woman. So I pulled the cards, I got the lovers, satiety, and it's flowing.
Oh my.
They're flowing. So, yeah.
So you see the lovers. So you see there is that element where they want the pleasure. They're having fantasies about these guys.
Yeah.
Wow. So that other card with the thing flowing, what was that? What was that other card? Was it a peacock? What was it?
It was let's see if I find the card again here real quick.
Was it a bird?
It's a bird, like kind of like a griffin or something of that sort.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
That lovers could also point to bisexuality.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many of them have wives or whatever, but other things go on. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why else? They want the hotness. They do, and the UFC is part of it, and they want basically what Trump has said, and Hegseth's like, yeah, I want some of that as well. You can imagine Trump being there, being like, wouldn't it be great if they all looked like those beautiful UFC fighters? Oh my God, the legs! Did you see the legs? Do you remember? He was like wanting to lick their thighs. Oh God, they can barely contain themselves.
It's interesting.
Indeed, very, very interesting. So, folks, the time has gone in an absolute flash. We had 2,609 of you joining us live. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Help the channel grow. Afefe, it was great having you back. Lady G, of course, and Sheila, great having you back too. We will be our usual for next week. Afefe, like with the others, I will get in touch with you again, see when you're next free. And we just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, guys. One foot in front of the other. We're getting closer and closer to those midterms. We are over the halfway point of the year, and it will be the fall before we know it. They are running, they are panicking. But also as well, remember, before the midterms, one of the most powerful votes you have is with your dollars. Yeah, never forget that. One of your most powerful votes is with your dollars, because that's what a lot of these people, that's what they care about. So we will leave it there. Thank you so much, ladies. And obviously we'll be back next week. And those questions that I didn't read out tonight, I'll put them in the Friday fry-up. And we will see you all soon. But you can't make this stuff up, and you have to laugh, isn't it? You got to laugh at it.
Lena would have loved this question. Lena would have loved this question.
True. Indeed. But anyway, folks, we will leave it there for now. Bye-bye. Big love, everyone, and have a great night. All right. Bye-bye for now.